All right, let's go, guys. Everybody take your sides on that, please.
Yeah, pretty sure it's
Yeah. Oh, we might have we might have to wrap around. We have to wrap around.
I got it. Oh, wow. Do you want to green screen or the last screen? I can't find we all have to go down the line like that. Just one consecutive unit, and then just have one girl. You guys can see.
All right, thank you, everybody, for coming. Yeah, the guys, if you can see this way, the family can see it. It's a big day for us. We have a lot of new promotion. It was a great seminar. I want to, first of all, give a thank you to Professor Travis. So I want to real quick, like I know it's a promotion day. It can be a little overwhelming thing for everybody, and it can be in a good way. It can sometimes be in a bad way too. So whoever is not going up today, please don't take that personally. It's not, if it's not your day today, it will be. It just, we can't drop the ball. We gotta keep on moving forward. So I just want to say that from the bottom of my heart. If I wish I could give a black belt every day, or a blue belt or purple, but I cannot. And then, we just keep on working hard, and then to move you guys up as soon as the time is right. Okay? So before we start everything, I just want to do a quick, like a head count. We're gonna do lunch about 2 p.m. at the Sushi Junai here, Sushi Junai number 2 at 2 p.m. I need to call them to give like a head, ballpark of how many people are gonna be going. So I want you guys to, whoever's going, like, put your hands up this way, can call Darren. So what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna call it. Where's the board? Alex, 20, please. Okay. All right. All right, guys. So thanks, everybody. It's every time we do a promotion every year, it's like we get more people in. It's really amazing. I want to thank family, all the friends to come in. We do got some guys outside. Sorry, So I want to start. Okay, so Alex is gonna help me with all the. We kind of put it in order here. So we're gonna get moving here, okay, guys? All right. So we're gonna start here. Richard Lee.
So I want to say thank you to Professor Mario for teaching, and I want to also thank you to Doug, who wrote this class a lot of good pointers, and I also want to say thank you for anybody that helped me one-on-one, like Juan, Digger, Kyle. So thank you guys, and yay, blue.
And like I was saying earlier, if we can, I don't want to steal your thunder, but if we can keep, inside 5 minutes for a speech, it'll be great. Roy! Yeah. I have an injury in my ribs. Hey, this is huge for me. To make it real quick, I started training in 2004. Came back from Iraq. I was military for 20 years. My Spanish training has been choppy. I did a year and a half, 2 years here. Took a break. I kept doing that for about 15 years, and it's important, especially to me, that I made my blue belt finally. I stuck with one place that I actually got to progress in. Coach, Professor Mario, Grant. I trained with Grant 10 years ago for a couple of years. It was great. All you other coaches. Appreciate my training. Thank you.
Hey guys, sorry about this. I got a cold you guys don't want, so for your protection. It gives me great pleasure to stand in front of all y'all, in front of the team here, and be able to promote some of my guys from Concept. So start with Martin. Martin is my age, and that's inspiring to me because if he can do it, I can do it, right? And Martin brings such joy to his training, and he's so consistent, and he's just a ton of fun to roll with, and it's just a real pleasure to have him on the mats. Martin got real close to his blue belt, and then had a nasty knee injury. Fortunately, I don't take credit for that knee injury. So he was out for a long time. So this has been a while in coming. He's earned it, and I'm real proud of you.
I moved out to the country after living in one place for 20 years and didn't know anybody. And after a couple years of loneliness, I walked into Eric's gym and found a group of guys that would choke me out and slap me on the back and be cheerful and treat me like one of them, and it was a lifesaver. And when tragedy hit my family, I texted my coach and said, "Can we roll tomorrow?" And he was there and let me get my mind out of myself without asking me any questions. And I can't tell you how much of a friend and mentor you've been. Thank you.
Eddie. This guy is not my age. He's not quite that bad. But so Eddie brings with him a great deal of power and athleticism. But he very quickly recognized the value, and more impressively, was capable of putting that power and that athleticism to the side and focusing on using technique and skill to up his game, which I think was really impressive. He's had very consistent training, and it's really come along very nicely. Very thoughtful when sort of this doesn't need to be right. Just roll with everybody. So thank you. concept, and thank you for coming to the Saturday morning rolls. I do appreciate that, and thank you for all your support. Yeah. So perhaps you've noticed the theme. Consistency is really the watchword for Jeff here. He's always at class, and he's progressed very rapidly. I actually was thinking about this in the car on the way over. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Henley at this level, which don't let that go to your head. But like the talent that he displays, combined with the consistency of his training and the thoughtfulness that he brings to it, is really impressive. So it's a pleasure to have you on the mat, sir. Two birds with one stone.
You were thoughtful.
I didn't really prepare a speech or anything, but I just want to thank all my concept training partners, wouldn't have done without them, and everyone here, all this great community. It's very great to be a part of it.
Guys, this was it for Blue Belt. Just a quick one before I forget, because we have a lot of people right now. After we do the last belt, we're gonna do a group picture. I'm gonna ask you guys to not take your keys off. Try to organize real quick. We're not gonna do. I'm going to be doing throws here as we go. After everything, we take pictures. If you guys want to do the throws, the belt, same belt and up. If you want to, feel free to welcome to throw the guys down. Okay, but easy. Be careful. Okay, so let's keep on moving here. Luke.
Wow. I got my blue belt a pretty long time ago. Almost to my mind where I was like, I don't train enough. And in my mind I was like, would I be okay with being a blue belt forever? I was like, well, in my mind I was like, okay, well, I'll just train. I enjoy it. It's what I do. But it wasn't really until I came here that I found like a group of guys that I really enjoyed training with day over day. That got me to like come in and have fun and progress. So thank you to all of you guys. Coach the Professor has been a big help. And here I am now. I made it finally.
All right. This guy, he had a neck surgery. He was out of the match for a long time. He couldn't just give up, and he kept on coming back, and it took a while, and then recovery, all the physical therapy and all that. And he teaches like a wrestling, Monday nights. He's like, there's no easy road, no hard road for him. Everybody's welcome, and then I'm really happy about it. Colin.
thanks to my family for sharing me with you guys. Thanks to the professors for having the gym here. It's honestly, it's a big thanks to everybody else. Honestly, like the professor said, I had neck surgery. I had a spinal fusion. A lot of times, that's kind of it. You're kind of done with sports at that point. But I had great doctors, and everyone here was really great. I had to change my game to be able to continue to grapple, and anyone that wrestled with me had to change their game, because everyone was wary, like, oh, this guy's got a bad neck, So thank you. I really, really appreciate it. It's all to you guys, so thank you so much.
Guys, this is it might sound like, oh, it's a neck surgery. Yeah, it's a neck surgery. It's no small deal. But like, what the lesson you take from that, sometimes it can be getting beat up every time you come to class. It can be hand injury or knee injury, shoulder injury. It will happen if you become a black belt. There's no way you're not gonna get hurt. It is part of what we do. It's a given. So the only difference is you're gonna quit or you're gonna keep on coming back. So it's a perfect example, it's a hard work and put it back and it gets back on us, okay? So Eric, where are you? Right here. So, that's again, Eric is in Taylor, it's to me, Eric, Alex, they started with me as a white belt, which was great, it's been almost 10 years now. Together, first day together. And now he runs his own place and he has his students. To me, it's, this is it. It doesn't get any better than that. And then, so he got his students. I want to thank him. It's great. And now, Alex, he's in Bastrop. Same thing. So I'm going to pass it over to Alex now. You're going to carry on, okay?
All right, so this is the winningest blue belt I've ever known. Literally has not lost a match at blue belt. And I like that I'm doing two of my blues to purple together. And I think of like twins kind of saying, well, I'm actually older by 3 minutes, right? So, John, you get to be older by 3 minutes. Let's go.
First of all, I just want to thank my wife for being here. Came on our lunch break. Obviously, it takes a lot of sacrifice from the family to train, and so I really appreciate it. Realistically, I started jiu-jitsu just wanting to exercise and have some fun, and eventually turned into a badass. No, but I want to thank, obviously, Professor Alex and Jackson and about to be Professor Troy. You guys have been phenomenal. And just the pedigree and insight, and it's awesome. I love insight so much, and it turned out to be where you end up just starting training, and then you end up that you actually care about these individuals, and they turn into a family. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And now my favorite group is Rebecca.
Chapman, Professor Mario, of course, especially Professor Alex Henley. He's given me confidence to do things I would have never tried or never thought I could do, and pushed me out of my comfort zone, and given me encourament the whole way. So I appreciate that more than I can say. Thank you to each of my instructors, Jackson, Troy. I'm going to miss people if I don't see them, but Gabe and David, there you are, Grayson, Jeremy, all of my training partners, Carrie, Ginger, man, all of you really. I'm sorry if I didn't say your name. I can't say them all, but everyone that I've rolled with, everyone that's taught me something, you all mean a lot and have helped me so much. Of course, my family. My husband puts up with my addiction, and my girls too. So, thank you guys.
My last one of the day. So I just trying to keep my speech small here, but Gabriel, not yet. So Gabriel, this young man, he feels like he's half my age almost, but he feels like one of my best friends. I don't know how that works, that I can feel a camaraderie with somebody that much younger, but I do. And I met him. He's 22. You said what now? I am that as well. And he's mature, so it kind of evens out. But he's 22. I met him when he was 17. He came in as a couple stripe white belt, which he had received from Professor Jackson over there earlier. But then that kind of fell apart, so they didn't have anywhere to train. Insight moved to Bastrop, and he came day one. He's one of the few people that have been there since day one. Jackson and Gabriel met on day one. So really proud to promote you to brown belt. Come on, buddy.
I just want to thank my family, first off, for supporting me all this time and letting me skip out on every single family event and holiday and birthday ever since we've had open mats. Every single one, I skip out on it. And, obviously all of my training partners, I appreciate, every single one of y'all. I'm not going to go through all the names, but y'all know who y'all are, and I love y'all. Man, my professors, especially Alex, Jackson, and Troy, mentoring me on and off the mats. I can't even talk about how much I appreciate their friendship and mentorship. And specifically Jackson and Alex, even so part of that group, I wouldn't even be doing jiu-jitsu if it weren't for them. And their friendship means the world to me. Thank you.
All right, guys. So carrying on, these guys have been training with us for a while now. He comes here, visit us, and then but pass the ball to Eric, and then.
So I don't take a lot of credit for this guy. Mike, come on up. Came to me as a purple belt. Basically had about as much mat time as I have, and it shows when we roll. So I have a hard time with this guy. If you ever roll with him, don't stop. Stay on top.
Professor Alex, and of course, Professor Eric. You've done a lot more than you give credit for. I've definitely learned a ton at your school, especially the leadership side, and the technique is always solid. You're really good at it. Thank you a lot. Appreciate it. Another great influence from my life is probably my coach, Professor Mike Riley. About 9 years ago, he came to me and he said, let's try this. I do this thing called jiu-jitsu. You should try it. I was all back. He said, all right, I'll do that. And tried it once and haven't stopped. And this is the funnest activity you can do with your body. You get to get on the mat and tempt death repeatedly and injury repeatedly, and you're just playing with it. It's something that's very deep about it. You're actually, I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, thanks everyone for following me. It's a ton of fun. I'm going to keep doing it. Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Alex. It was awesome, man. It's we have Jason here too with the Judge Warriors. He didn't have none of his guys today, but like it's being so close to last year, be able to like cross train. It's you know, man. I wish I could get like Professor is one day back in Atlanta. Like we got an army over there. So then you guys are also welcome there whenever you have a chance. So carry on. This guy, he's been with us for a while. You know, he's a trainer of a friend of mine. And he moved to Austin, and ever since that, you know, this is it. It's he's probably, I don't know, if not the smallest guy here that come and just go. I guess all these big guys, and definitely one of the smallest ones. And then he just, it's no bad day for him, and he trains a good training. So I'm really proud. Brian. That'd be important. Debbie? He's on call. It is important. That's it.
Man, well, thank you guys. I joined Professor Mario's school years ago, moving from San Antonio to Austin, joined him as Blue Belt. This has been my home ever since. Just absolutely some of the best guys on and off the mat. And staying on the path is tough, right? As you heard, injuries, life commitments. So super grateful to everybody I train with, all of my coaches for helping me stay on the path. Here's to the continued journey. Thanks.
Okay, so this one right here, it definitely got a big personal moment for me too. You know, these guys have been with us too ever since the beginning. I got today, Daniel. Say hi. That's you, Daniel.
Daniel, that's you. Daniel. Say hi, Daniel. Daniel, say hi to your dad.
Well, I got my boy there. No pressure. Augie. So these guys, so Cyrus also, they did the seminar. You guys probably noticed they did a seminar there. If I didn't tell them to go drink water, they would just keep on going. I was worried. Can they do 3 hours of seminar? That's like, I was literally worried. And then they did great, you know. They're like a week apart. They were born a week apart. My wife right here. Well, thank you. Trish is right there somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey. So these guys, my son, godfather. That's how close we are, and then so it's a Arjun. Hope he can break falls.
He might break if he falls.
Boom.
Well, first off, I need to thank my amazingly beautiful wife. My firstborn, who amazingly enough sat through a 3-hour seminar.
Come on. Good job. Come on.
One thing that Mario also did not mention is he's also the godfather to my daughter Talia. Artemis also trains with us, and she's sitting in my sister's lap next to my wife. But the overwhelming theme to all these speeches are we're family, right? We're more than a team. We're family. We're there for each other. And on top of that, we're bringing our kids into the legacy. And so I want to thank everybody for not only training with me, but training with my son, my godson, and my daughter, and my other daughters as well. So here's another, 20 years at this point of training? So, no, not jiu-jitsu. 10 and 20. So.
Well, for who doesn't know, Arjun, he's also a black belt in judo. He used to teach judo with us here, but he moved about an hour away from here, so he cannot make the judo class. But yeah, that's what he's referring to.
Yes, and also, we're glad to welcome Toledo into our family. For those of you who don't know, she's our au pair. She lives with us. She watches our kids. And the reason we picked her is because she was a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. So, thank you, everyone.
All right, guys. So first one of the day. This guy, I don't want to, say anything. Like he's not young. But man, don't let that fool you. Go roll with him, and then you better have your A game because this guy's amazing on the match. He's again no hard train, no easy train for him. It's I'm really proud. He does a lot. So he trains with Alex, and then it's a big, it's part of what we do, be able to move these guys up, Alex, he can for his belt situation. So, but it's a family, it's one team. And that's what matters the most to you. So, this is me and Alex here doing this, okay? I'm just putting the belt on his hip. This is me and him. Most of it him, to be honest, but this is it. Troy!
We love you, Troy.
Thank you, guys. Practice this a bunch, so I wouldn't do this, but
Waste of time.
yeah. No, first of all, guys, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus. Just thankful that He led me to jiu-jitsu, and like a lot of these guys have said, I used to work out and lift weights and ride the little elliptical, and in the back of my mind, I always thought I could defend myself and my family if I needed to, and just took one jiu-jitsu class, and I found out how foolish that was. So, first day I pulled up to New Braunfels Training Center. I got there about 11:45. It was a noon class. Doors were locked, so I called the number, and Carlos's wife answered, and I said, "Hey, I'm here for the noon class. I'll try it out." And she says, "Well, just hang tight. Carlos will be there in a minute." And she said, "You ever trained before?" I said, "No, not really, but I wrestled in high school, so I know what's up." She says, "Well, I asked her. I said, well, do you guys got any big guys at the gym?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, I'll bear you." I said, "Well, 6'1", 250. And she goes, "Oh, you're not a big guy." "Lady, hey. And she says, "Have you eaten in the last hour?" And I thought, "Lady, this is the weirdest question anyone has ever asked me in my life. But yeah, I grabbed a burger on the way in, Well, Carlos rolls up and gets out of his car, and of course he's in the jiu-jitsu professor uniform. He's got his flip-flops and board shorts and a jiu-jitsu t-shirt, and takes me into the gym, and he starts running me through what I now realize is a really, really light warm-up, and I'm dying. I'm, sweating like a pig and ready to die, and I'm thinking, maybe that elliptical didn't really get me ready to do battle like I thought it did, But he says, "Well, we're the only ones here today, so why don't we just roll a little bit?" Sure, why not? I don't know if it was like a look of panic on my face or, maybe just that I was sweating and dying, but he says, "Are you going to be okay?" And, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, "Are you going to be okay, little fella? Because I'm coming on." And, well, it took about 30 seconds, and, he had me pinned down, and he felt like a Buick parked on my chest, and it was at that point that I had an epiphany. I thought, well, this is why she asked if I had eaten earlier. I didn't puke that day, but I did join, and, had no clue what the next 9 to 10 years would hold, and just really thankful to you, Carlos and Marco. A bunch of, thank you, Professor Dave, Steve, Justin. Thank you guys so much for coming out today. It means the world to me that you guys made the trip and we're here. Excuse me. Now, 2 things really scared me when we moved to Bastrop. And the first one was finding a good church, and a close second was finding a jiu-jitsu gym. And I figured I'd end up driving back to New Braunfels if I couldn't find one, but lo and behold, I found a tiny little gym tucked into an office building off Highway 71 in Bastrop, inside BJJ. Huh? Hey. So perfectly happy. I walked in and met Alex, and we were both purple belts at the time. And I remember thinking, this isn't going to work if I walk in here and just whip this guy. Well, here I am. That's never been a problem. No, all kidding aside, I want to thank Alex. And after a couple weeks of being there, Alex asked me to help him teach the kids class, and I've been doing that ever since. I want to thank Gabriel and Jake for helping me teach the kids as well, and just want to thank Alex for that opportunity. And Alex was my last roll in my purple belt, my first roll in my brown belt, It was my last roll last night with my brown belt, and God willing, it'll be my first roll with this black belt. So, yeah. Just want to thank you, and lost my train of thought now.
All that practice.
Yeah. No, anybody that knows me very well knows that I'm a bit of a geek collector or hoarder. No. You know, whatever you want to call it. My wife can attest. And anybody that knows Alex very well knows that he likes to get the first choke on a new gi. So that's my excuse for why he's choked me so many times over the years. But no, I've called Alex a lot of names over the years, and some really colorful ones when I've been stuck inside of his triangles. But my favorite one to call him is my friend. So thank you, buddy.
No cuddling yet.
No, so I know it sounds cliche to say that the gym members become like your family, but everybody at Inside BJJ really has. I want to thank each one of my students and all the teammates and everybody. You guys inspire me more than you'll ever know, and I just thank you for pushing me a little bit harder every day, and just thank you. I love y'all. Now, loyalty, I'm still going. I got like 15 minutes of material left. Right. Now, loyalty has always been very important to me, and I wanted to remain loyal to MBTC and STC, but I was torn. You know, I felt like I was watching from the outside when I come to seminars like this and watch my friends get promoted. And so after a long talk with Carlos, I got his blessing to move under Professor Mario and Team Brasa. And just want to thank you, Professor. I want to thank everybody here at Esfiha BJJ for all the tough roles and for welcoming me. Thank you, Professor Travin and Professor Mario, for welcoming me to your team, and just thank you for taking me to the black belt, guys. I appreciate it. Now, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for the love and support of my beautiful wife, Deborah, so thank you, baby. My kids have trained with me for many years now, and some of my favorite times with them have been driving back and forth to classes, and you know, I make them listen to Dad's old tunes as we drive in and talk about our roles and talk about what we could have or should have done differently and just about life in general a lot of the time. And just want to thank you guys for taking the journey with me. I know there's a lot of times where we didn't feel like going to class, but I don't remember a single one where we weren't happy when we left. So thank you guys. Was Jake out here? Was he out there? Jake, come up here, please. Jake's been working his butt off for many years, and if you guys don't believe me, you can have a look. There's not much there. No, really, if you guys have rolled with Jake recently, you know he's a handful. And, you know, I was worried when we first started that he'd get discouraged and want to quit, but even though he was a punching bag for the more experienced kids, he never gave up, always kept a smile on his face, and just, you know, win, lose, or draw, you couldn't tell with him, so he learned to take it all in stride. So I'm very proud of you, son. Now, the day I got my brown belt was even more special because I got it at the party to celebrate Jake's super fight win. So that was very meaningful to me, and so I couldn't be happier to share today with you, give you your first adult belt. I look forward to one day soon finding a black ball around your waist.
The second that he lands, you gotta...
got like another 20 minutes.
Thank you, Dad. Move on.
Thanks for getting me all cheered up for years, and now I'm going to start crying here. But I'd like to thank all my training partners over at Inside and everywhere. It's like, I couldn't have done this without y'all. It really means a lot. Make this short, so make up for this long one.
Right. Sir, you got a winner.
Now, big cat?
No, you winner. You got the record now. All right, guys. So this guy, you know, he came here first time. I can't remember exactly, but it's been quite a bit, you know, a lot of years, and then he trained with us. He crushed all of us. You know, I said, I can't turn my back. I can't be throw up. I can't let him go to my back. There's no go to my back today. He's my back. You know, he's like, whoever rolls with him is like, it's crazy. He's so dedicated. You know, he had his own club of his own, and then he moved. You know, then he was out for like a few years, and then one day he called me. He was back home, and I'm coming back. Said, that's awesome, man. And then first thing he told me, first thing I want to do is train with you guys, and then it was always like we hit it off first day. You know, he's a great training partner, very polite person to train with. You know, like sometimes we train, and then we rough it up on each other a little bit. You know, but it's all good. You know, he's a big baby sometimes. You know? I'm really proud, and then I'm really happy to be able to do this with him. It's really nice. Grant.
So, Troy, I don't know Troy really except I've seen him once or twice, but he said many things that I 100% agree with, and the humbleness that he showed is really, I think, the epitome of what we're part of the intrinsic lessons we're supposed to learn from this. It's easy to train to get tough, to be tougher than somebody else. It's very difficult to be able to control yourself, and to me, the journey goes far beyond trying to just be tough. Right? I was tough 20 years ago or something, and I believe that jiu-jitsu has saved my life. It's affected me in every aspect of everything that I do, your thought process, and I've been training a long time. I was I did a lot of like cross training and other styles of jiu-jitsu and stuff to really kind of understand some things, and but bottom line is that I would not be who I am if it wasn't for this. And like I was talking to a professor, you know, it's like I've had a lot of really good coaches like over the years when I competed and stuff when I was younger, and I appreciate everybody who's put time and energy into me, and I want to pay it forward. But I could not be more happy to be under Mario and have a coach like him that he's like the essence of what like I want to be as far as like person. I'm not talking about just being tough. Like I said, we all figured that out a long time ago. But it's the kindness and it's what you do when others aren't looking, and how do you treat people who are not as tough as you. I could not be more thrilled to be part of this group. I met Mario through Travis 10 years ago, back when Travis was doing cross training some Samba with me back in the day, and you know, I thought what an awesome guy he was, and then I met Mario, and I was fiercely loyal to like some of my old coaches, and like at first I was like I didn't want to make that jump because I've only jumped a couple of times in my whole entire life. I've been training for like 30-something years, and then I met Mario, and it was like 2 practices, and I was like, this guy is the coolest, and I wanted to be under him, but I had life things that took me a couple of different ways, and we ended up coming back, and like one of the key factors of coming back here, besides like some employment opportunities, was that I get to be with Mario, and it was like I didn't want to go to school, I didn't want to do anything, I just wanted to be here and train and better my understanding more. And you know, the one thing you learn as you train, you get older, and you get, especially like the younger belts, whatever you think you don't know it all, right? And the better you get at something, the more you know you don't know, and so just remember that. And then like if you guys are getting frustrated about like rank and stuff like that, you know, like one of the gentlemen here was saying that he was like a blue belt for a really long time. I was a purple belt for like 10 years. Okay, I was a blue belt for like, I don't know, 8 years or something, right? My first jiu-jitsu class was in like 95. Okay, so just to give you an idea, the bottom line is that you show up, you be consistent, you find the right school, you know, and believe in your coaches, and things will happen. You know, so don't be discouraged. Just continue to grow and believe in what they say and do your best. I love you guys, man. It's like if it wasn't for, it's like all of you guys are the right kind of crazy, you know. And that's it's like I was telling somebody, it's like to me, it's kind of like church, except for that you don't have to act all good and proper. You know what I mean? So it's like, but your friends are like, you know, they're just real. They're just every one of them are. I'm just praying. I love you guys. Thank
you. So it's one of the nicest things we got going here, you know, be able to have, you know, oh, I just did it, you know, be able to have, you know, I have my son doing Flash, whatever he's doing over there, I don't know, no pressure. And then, so Grant, his son's been training with us, you know, for when I first met him, he was yay high, right? And then now he's like, so I'm really happy to be able to do it. Then I wanted Grant to be part of it because, you know, so Katie.
long speech, but I'm just very grateful for my father. My best foot had it, and every single one of you guys, I love you. Thank you.
This guy, you know, he messes everybody in class. Tonight, so we're going for lunch today, and then after, he invited all of us to go to his house drinking beer. True story. True story. I'm really proud. You know, he came, you know, from another place, and then, you know, right at home. And it's, I'm really happy for this guy. You know, he helps me a lot. You know, for the last couple of years, you know, a lot of times unfortunately, I have to stay back with the kids and stuff, and then my wife goes out of town, and then these guys are always saving me. You know, I want to thank you guys, like, honestly. Like, you know, Josh, James, you know, a lot of guys, now Coach Nelson, Travis, you know, Todd, Coach Doug. I mean, Coach Doug, half of the week he runs this place, you know. You know, people sometimes ask, oh, you know, you talk to Doug, that's his class, whatever he does, it's you guys on his hands, and fully trust in these guys, you know, you guys calling, you know. I think I see you guys as family. I honestly do. And then part of it, this guy, Craig.
Craig, what's your address for everybody?
See? I'm not even joking.
Not like the TS's post.
So now that I've mastered jujitsu, I've got a lot of A2Bs for sale. So to me, the coolest thing about jujitsu is that you can't do it by yourself. Like, I always laugh about the kind of people it brings together, like folks that you just wouldn't encounter in your normal day-to-day. Anytime somebody gets promoted, it's because everybody grew. And so if you didn't get yours today, man, it's coming. And the journey's rad. So thanks, everybody.
All right. So these guys is one of the original ones that I got to train with me ever since I moved to Austin. 2009 to 2010, when you were in the original club there back in this location before we opened this building. By the way, guys, we're going for 9 years this year. It's if you would ask me, when I was back home, like, when would I ever imagine, that would be it, thank you, Professor. This is, everything started here, guys. This is, so, Michael Homer.
Mario said, I started training with him back in the CTC days, and I remember when I first started training, like,
even the gi confounded me. Like I tried to figure out how to tighten those drawstrings and everything like that. And I did something crazy one day. And I'm doing warm-ups and he goes, "You got your gi pants on backwards." And I'm just like, oh man. I look over and I swear the look on his face must have said like, "You're the biggest screw up on the mat right now." But it's great because Mario's always welcomed guys with open arms, and he's been there for people on and off the mats. He's been a great training partner and a great professor, and all the people here show that. Everyone who's trained under him knows how much he cares about y'all, and all the coaches that work with him, how much they pour into you guys. I just hope that we can continue that journey together. I really want to thank my wife, Laura, because when we got married, I was a purple belt, and she's encouraged me every step of the way to keep going, keep striving towards it, and just keep on hoping that I keep doing the journey with you guys. Thank you. All right, so this guy, you know, I try. The night class is always a little bit bigger than the day class, right? And then day class, you know, night class is, but day class we go like this, you know, as far as attendance, you know, like you got some days you got 4 guys here, some days you got 20, close to 20 guys, 18 guys, sometimes, you know, 14, but that's about that, you know, 10 guys, 12 guys, and this guy, you know, he came with me, I believe he was a blue belt already, and then he just sits and then he if I'm not rolling, he's watching me, and then almost like everything I do he's doing the same, and then when I roll with him I say, "What are you doing?" You know, he's just a copycat, man. And then I start agreeing because sometimes I didn't know it was that me. I see a side, and everybody who knows him, he's a nightmare right now. And then crazy legs, and I love it, man. It's I'm so happy, you know. It's so really proud, James. I already got called in. Put in the belts on the wrong side here. I'll change my belt in a second. Sorry, Professor. So you gotta start your bell bar on the right side when you start. And then should it end up on your left side. That's the side where the samurai draw the sword. So many right-handed. Left samurais would never exist, man.
So I want to first thank Professor Mario for teaching me everything, and I also want to thank Professor Nelson, Professor Travis, and Professor Jason. They were already black belts when I joined the gym, and they were a huge inspiration to me. And I want to thank Todd and Professor Doug for correcting me on my stupid mistakes and helping me to get where I am today. And thanks everyone for making this place so great. And thanks everyone.
Okay, we're done. Let's go.
So, last guy today, you know, this guy, you know, I trust my son to go to class with him. He runs the magic here. He runs all the kids here all the time. He's like, he used to train with me during the day, and then he got different jobs, and every time he, changed the job, okay, you got to change the schedule and all that. And then I don't get to see him as much like I used to, but like Now, this heart and soul here for us, it's really happy to be able to do this. His brother here too. Alice, where are you?
Hiding.
Alice moved up last year, well, this year, and then Alice got married.
Yeah.
We're all coming, Alice. And then he came for this, because it's a big day, So I'm really happy for this. Coach Will. Right side. Damn. So did he?
Thank you, everyone. This is, I knew when I first started training jiu-jitsu that it's something I wanted to do forever, for the rest of my life, but I didn't think too much about the promotions or the belts or anything like that. In fact, my mom is here today. Thank you for being here today, Mom. She can tell you. I'm one of the worst students I've ever met. I don't know what you have that makes it, okay for me to be here and learn and sit and listen and respect, a position of authority, but that's something I've never been able to do in any other context. So jiu-jitsu meant that to me. Jiu-jitsu was the one place where I had to be humble. I had to listen. I had to hear other people's advice and what they saw, and that made me grow up, basically. That helped me become a man, and I really can't say that enough. That helped me be who the person you see before you is today, is having coaches, professors like that. I was here the day when Nelson, Jason, and Travis got their black belts, and that was a significant day to me because I was like, okay, that's my model now. Those are the first dudes that I saw become black belts, and I've tried to emulate those guys as much as possible. I also want to thank Coach Doug for letting me be his goofy class assistant for so many years. I really appreciate that. I've listened and stolen as much as I possibly can. Coach Alex Henley, there he is. Close personal friend off the mat. I was so happy for him and so sad and disappointed when he moved out to Bastrop, and I've tried to stay as much connected to that school as I can. It's tough. And in fact, when I go now, I'm like, they don't even need me. They got their own thing going, but I remember the tiny little narrow, long spot that you guys started in, and I was like, I'm doing them a favor by coming out here, and that's no longer the case. So you guys, yeah, I love the inside guys. And then finally, I want to thank my girlfriend Jordan. All the partners know how much it takes away from that time, that personal time. Big shout out to Coach Ellis, my brother. We all become brothers, but most of us don't get to train with our real brother. That's been a real special thing. It's over now, but I'll always look fondly back on those years. And all the guys who got the black belt today, I'm honored to be on a list with their names. That's what it means to me. I respect all of them so much on and off the mats. So thank you, everyone.
It's 1:30 on the dot. It was perfect. Troy, you made it. It was just ease up into it. Guys, this is it. I want to thank everybody. I really do. And then, family, it's, I know it's, we'll mention that. Let us train more. So, guys, what I want to do now, so we're going to wrap it up. I want you guys to, we're going to bow out real quick. We're going to shake hands, and then after that, we're going to do a group picture. Then after that, if you guys want to do a couple throws real quick, same belts and above, you're welcome to do so. This is it. I want to thank everybody. I want to really thank Professor Travin to be able to do this. And thank you guys. Thank you guys. It's amazing. And just keep on doing it. Thank you. So let's do that. So let's see if we can bow out a little bit real quick. And then after, let's welcome what those guys doing, one by hour. And then after that, we'll do a picture. So we're gonna walk this way, okay? So attention. Wow. Thank you. Guys, come on.
The back line, middle line, or front line. Way too much.
It's the very end.
Mr. House,